Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today's video is sponsored by Skillshare, the online learning community that offers thousands of different classes for the curious and creative minded. So if you're unsure about what's next, creative projects and productive classes are a great way to structure your time and set achievable goals. So at a time when so many important conversations are being had, your voice is more important than ever, and Skillshare is a great way to explore classes that can explore and expand your creativity for social good. And Skillshare is a great way to connect with a community, to foster creativity, and to inspire and encourage one another. So right now I'm taking the class Intro to Procreate, illustrating on the iPad with Brooke Glaser. So it's a great class for a person like me. It's a great accessible introduction to digital drawing and how to translate drawing on paper onto a digital format. So if you'd like to try Skillshare for yourself, be one of the first 1,000 people to click my link down below to receive a free Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it works out to be about $10 a month. Big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video and for their continued support. Now today, I'm going to be making ice cream mochi. Now I've made ice cream mochi before in a video that I posted years ago. I'll put a link down below to that video. I use Cooking with Dogs recipe for the mochi and of course regular store-bought ice cream for the middle. But this recipe is even simpler. It's only 2 ingredients. Today's recipe inspiration comes from Dongyi Kitchen. I'll put a link down below to their video and channel. And this looks super simple. We're going to be taking Malona popsicles, which is a melon flavored Korean popsicle ice cream dessert, which I've never had, by the way. And we're just going to be mixing it with sticky rice flour to make the mochi. And of course, we're just going to take the popsicle to put it in the middle. And then you've got an ice cream filled mochi. It's absolutely brilliant. I don't see why this wouldn't work with, say, a fudgesicle or a creamsicle, but I really want to try the Malona version. So that's what I'm going to be making today. This is Malona. It is a creamy and fruity melon flavored ice cream dessert. It comes in a popsicle form and it is made by Bingre. So melon flavor is quite popular in Asia. In the US, the closest melon equivalent would probably be watermelon, which has a very different flavor than this honeydew. And it has this very beautiful green color to it, kind of a pale green. I purchased these in the frozen food section at H Mart, which is a Korean grocery chain. So I'm going to place this in the microwave for about 30 seconds or so. We just want to get this nice and melted. I microwaved my 3 popsicles for 1 minute and I have almost 1 cup. So in this bowl I have 50 grams or about 1/4 cup or so of sticky rice flour. Here we go, into our rice flour. Now we're going to whisk this together. It smells so good. I'm going to wrap this with some plastic wrap. Okay, so now we're going to microwave this for 2 minutes. Alrighty, 2 minutes later, use a spatula and stir it. My microwave oven has cooked this for 2 minutes and 2 minutes is enough. In Dongyi's video, they say another 2 more minutes, but this looks very done to me. I think also in that recipe they might have doubled or tripled the amount because this is such a small amount of mochi. This is a tiny spatula. I think this will probably make 3 little mochis. And we're going to oil a surface here. So with oiled and impeccably clean hands, we're going to knead the mochi. And it is quite hot, but very bouncy and springy. This will help give us that really great bouncy texture. Oh, it's hot. And it's very bouncy and springy. Look at that. I'm gonna divide this into quarters. And here's the genius part. This is gonna be our filling. Slice a piece off. Place the ice cream inside. And then cover it up if you can. Oh no, it's too big. So I've cut the mochi into 3 pieces. 4 was a little bit too small. Place this inside and bundle it up. Stretch and tuck. I think these mochi pieces are too small. So I tried making 3 and 3 doesn't work. So I think I'm only going to be able to get 2. This is a failure. See, they show you how to make it so easily in the video, but then in reality it doesn't come out so easily. So I'm going to rewarm this in the microwave. This is now too firm. So that's why I'm doing this and not you, right? So we're going to re-knead it. So smooth and bouncy. The problem is that this is hot and very easy to mold, but our ice cream is cold. So we have to work quickly here. Bundle it up. A cute little parcel that it is. Immediately place that into the freezer. Alrighty, my lovelies, I am back, and so it goes with these recipes that seem disarmingly simple. Oftentimes they are not, and that is the case for this recipe. This is just in my experience. Maybe you will have a different experience, but this recipe did not go well. Still had a very challenging time wrapping the ice cream in the mochi. It wasn't sticking, it wasn't soft enough, it was too stretchy. So I used a technique that I used in my original ice cream mochi video. I divide the dough into 6 pieces, then I lined a mini cupcake tin with some plastic wrap, placed the disc in there, and then quickly put the frozen piece of Malona inside, then tried my best to tuck up the edges, and then took the piece of plastic wrap and cinched it down to create a little mochi shape. Then I quickly placed it in the freezer so everything could solidify. I think what I found really challenging about this recipe is that there's just such a small piece of ice cream that it melts super quickly. So you don't have a lot of time to manipulate the mochi around it before everything starts to melt and leak. Perhaps my mochi dough was a little bit too thick, too stretchy. Maybe I used the wrong type of sticky rice flour. I don't know. Hopefully you'll have better success than I did. At any rate, with that second method, I was able to get 4 mochis. I wrapped them and I kept them in the muffin tin. I left them in there for about at least an hour so that the ice cream could completely solidify. My mochis all wrapped in plastic. That's what they look like. Not too bad. Definitely not as perfect as Dongyi Kitchen's, but still. And there it is. Ice cream filled mochi. Finally, let's give this a taste. Itadakimasu. That's not half bad. It has a really great chewy texture. It doesn't stick to your teeth, and it's got a pleasant bounciness. I like the thickness of the mochi. Sometimes you get mochi ice cream and the thickness of the mochi, in my opinion, is a little too thin. So you're just left with the ice cream rather than that nice bouncy chewy mochi on the outside. I really like that texture. And I also really like the flavor of the Malona. I've never had it before, but it has a really great kind of true melon flavor. It tastes very much like a honeydew intensified. And it's sweet, but not overly so. The mochi is infused with that melon flavor. It's bouncy and chewy, not overly sweet. And then the middle, you get the sweet ice cream. A really great combination of chewy textures here. It's delightful. Having said that, it is not delightful to make, at least in my experience. Perhaps if you use Mochiko, perhaps if you just have better luck than I did. This was not that fun to make. It was finicky. It did not go as instructed, which I found very, very frustrating. I get the most satisfaction when I follow the directions and the recipe turns out perfectly and has beautiful results. The results were fine. They were not quite as spectacular as I was hoping. Mine had some puckering at the bottom. They weren't like perfectly domed and round as Dongyi Kitchen's video were, but the taste is great. I would say, unless you have some time and you really want to explore how this recipe works, just skip this and just head to the store and pick up some ice cream mochis. It'll be delicious, it'll be easy, and you won't have the frustration that I did. But if you want to experiment with a fudgesicle, a creamsicle, a Malona, I am all for it. Let me know what your results are, what proportions you use, what brand of sticky rice flour you use. I want to hear about it because I feel like this recipe has a ton of potential. It's just a matter of finding that right kind of balance of ingredients. Alrighty, thanks so much for joining me, and big thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Be one of the first 1,000 people to click the link down below and get a free Skillshare Premium membership. And after that, it works out to be about $10 a month. Thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. Check out my website where I'll include this recipe. Like this video, subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Toodaloo. Take care. Bye. Mochi, 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 mochi.